Guys, welcome to this video where today we're going to jump into the skill tree system that comes with Narrative Pro. Now, the skill tree system that comes with Narrative Pro is kind of, I think it's quite good, and you could ship a game with it. It's relatively similar to the sort of setup that you would see in a game like Skyrim, where you sort of have multiple different skills, and each skill tree kind of has perks in it, and you need to sort of purchase one perk to get to the next. I am aware, however, that is quite a game-specific implementation. In Narrative Pro, we often don't like to ship features unless they are not too game-specific. Skill trees are relatively similar from game to game, but there are differences, and I want to stress, you absolutely do not have to use this skill tree system that is included with Narrative Pro. If you look at our UI guide, you will see that the skills tab up here, you can easily remove it. And you can easily remove the skill tree component. All the logic is contained in a single component that can be removed. So do not feel as if you have to use this system. Regardless, I think it is a pretty good implementation of a skill tree. And for beginners that don't want to code their own skill tree, it has a lot of really nice logic that ships with it. So I'm going to give myself some skill points using the built-in give skill points command. One of the nice things that comes with skill trees and why you might want to use it out of the box is it has nice things like progression here. You can see these links are changing color as I progress through the skill tree. And it also saves to disk out of the box. And of course, if you roll your own skill trees, you can absolutely do that as well. But it's kind of nice to have a system that already has that logic built in. So if you save your game, you can see I can go to skills and you can see it remembers how many points I have available. It remembers what perks I've purchased before and so on. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in and show you how this out-of-the-box system works. If you want to use it, I think it's a pretty good system. And the first thing to say as well is also these skills are just here as examples. You are encouraged to remove all of these skills, remove all of the perks, and roll your own ones, and that's what we're going to be showing you in this video. So let's get started. We'll start by coming into the editor and searching for player state and opening the narrative player state. So as mentioned, everything is in this skill tree component. It's relatively easy to come into the player state and remove that if you don't want it. And you can see that in the details panel, you have skill tree skills. So this is where you define all of the skills. So if you don't want a skill, you could remove it. Let's say you don't want fortitude. I can just delete that. And if I hit play, you can see my skills no longer has the fortitude skill. So you can see this defaults tab here is where you modify your skills, add new skills, and so on. So if I go into one of the skills, for example, melee, you can see it's relatively intuitive. You have a display name, a description, and a number of perks that can be purchased in that skill. In order to make progression, so that is to say certain skills are locked behind other ones, you have to purchase other ones first, you simply have to link them. So you can see super strength, that's the first perk that you get, is linked to these other ones. So you can see before I buy weapon bash or critical chance, I need to buy super strength first, and you would have just seen that in the little demo I showed you. You can also select the coordinates of where it displays in the UI as well. And if you want to see how any of the UI works, you should check out our video on UI first so that you understand the sort of UI system. Once you've done that, you can just come into narrative menu skills, and this is the UI for the sort of default skill tree component that we ship. So if you want to see how that all works, you can see it's all in here. We grab the skills, create buttons. When you click on a skill button, we load in all the perks, we display them on a graph, and yeah. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to add new skills. So what we'll do is we will come into the content browser. I'm just going to put them in here. So we're just going to go to Blueprint class, search for skill, and you can make a new tree skill. Very simple. Let's say that you want to have a firearms skill. So I can make skill firearms. Then all you need to do is come into your player state, go to your skill tree skills and add a new one, and then select the one you want, in this case firearms. If you open up firearms, make sure that you give it a display name, so I'm going to say firearms. Improve your use of firearms. And I'm not going to add any perks just yet. But if you do all of that, you should see that when you go into your skill tree menu now, you have a firearms skill and you could purchase perks to, you know, maybe make you be able to shoot faster or do something like that as well. So let's create some perks to add to our firearms skill. So we're going to go to Blueprint, search for tree perk. And you can see there's kind of a bunch of example ones. These are relatively, you know, these are not really intended to be used with your game. So you can delete these existing ones if you don't want them. They're really just there to fill the tree up or something. So we're going to make a new tree perk. And we will say perk firearms underscore double tap. So let's say that's going to be my first perk. It's going to be called double tap. Maybe it makes you shoot faster or something like that. So we'll come into the display name, double tap, shoot weapons faster. Now, similar to Skyrim's implementation, you can also have levels for your perk, so you can buy certain levels of it. So what you'll notice is if you look at the combat perk here, godlike strength, you can actually level that up multiple times. And this is pretty typical of a lot of games' skill tree systems. So you can see godlike strength. As I purchase it, you can see it offers increasingly more powerful bonuses. So if you want a perk to have multiple levels, simply increase the max levels here. So double tap, you can make it have 10 levels or 5 levels or whatever you want. You can also select a video. I'm going to just click one of the ones that we include out of the box. So I'm just going to select this game, movies, dialogue one. And we will just try that out. And also we need a display icon. So I'm going to select example pistol. So just so we can see something in there. Okay, so we'll go back into our player state now. Go to our firearms tree skill and add the double tap perk. And in fact, you probably don't want to add it here. You probably want to add it actually in the skill itself. So we'll select our double tap perk. And that should be good. If you come back into your player state, just make sure that it's showing up. So skill firearms, perks, double tap. Looks pretty good to me. So let's try this out now. If we hit play, we can come into the editor, skills, firearms, double tap. So you can see the double tap perk has appeared. And it's got a little movie, which is just that sort of demo one I selected. And double tap, shoot weapons faster. So if I give myself some skill points, I can purchase that perk. We'll have to reselect it just to refresh the button there. There we go. Great. So I can buy this double tap perk. And if I was to save my game, it's going to remember that you own that perk. Now, obviously, this will not do anything immediately. You will have to go into your shooting ability and make it, you know, allow you to shoot faster. In order to do that, if you did want something like that, if you go to GA firearm, attack firearm base, if you search for rate of fire, each firearm has a rate of fire. So what you could do, if you wanted to, is we'll just do a nice simple implementation of it here. So what we'll do is we'll just come into our shoot ability and just after we check your reload, we can actually check if you have that perk that we just made, right? So we're actually going to do this. We're going to make a perk that lets you shoot faster. So if we get the player state, cast it to our narrative player state, has perk, I can check if the player has the double tap perk, right? Now this is a little bit messy, you know, you probably want to do it a bit cleaner than this. This is really just for example's sake. So I'm going to store this in a variable. We'll just call it has double tap. Okay, so we've got our has double tap, and then what we're going to do is just come up here for now, and we will multiply, and then we're going to drag out and do select float has double tap, and if you have double tap, and actually we can just plug that in there. So if you have double tap, we're going to let you shoot at twice the speed. So we're going to divide by 2. Plug that in. If you don't have double tap, we just want to use the standard rate of fire. So if we compile and save this now, and try this out with our rifle, again, this isn't a perfect implementation. There are probably some things you might want to flesh out a little bit more. I didn't do semi-automatic firing, so it won't increase that fire rate. I just did the automatic firing. So you can see when I shoot my rifle, that's the standard rate of fire. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our skill tree we made, go to firearms, and I'm going to purchase the double tap perk. So I'm going to give myself some skill points. Let's try it out now. Pretty awesome, right? Actually not that hard to start rolling out your own skills. And remember, this is all saved to disk. So now that I've purchased double tap, out of the box, if I was to save my game, you could close the game, come back later, and your character will still have the double tap perk. You will not have lost it. Very nice. Okay, so let's look at how to link more perks together. So I'm going to duplicate my double tap perk. I'm just going to make another one. Let's call it stopping power. So let's say there's another perk called stopping power that you can purchase. I'm just going to change the name to stopping power. And I'll just use the rifle icon. If you search for thumb example rifle, that will do. So I'm just going to do stopping power. We'll go into our skill firearms. We will add the stopping power perk and then go to your double tap perk. And let's say that you want your double tap perk to be purchased first. Simply link it to stopping power. And now that it's linked to stopping power, you'll have to purchase stopping power first. So I'm just going to position these a little bit better as well. You can modify perk coords to move your perks around. So let's do that. We'll just do 300. Compile and save. And now we will jump in and check that our stopping power perk is available. If we go to firearms, there you go. So you can see I can buy double tap first. And once I've purchased double tap, I will be able to purchase the stopping power perk afterwards. So that's how easy it is to work with skills. Really, really easy to add your own skills. You can remove all of these default ones. Also another cool one, this speech skill, you can see there's this attuned speaker and you can get access to secret dialogue options that aren't usually possible. You can see how easy it is to hook something like that up. If we go into Seth's dialogue here, you can check if the player has perks. Obviously you can use that check that we used here, but you can also use it in dialogue blueprints really easily. So I could come in here And if the player has the attuned speaker option, we can come down to conditions and add the has perk condition to check if the player has the attuned speaker perk. So you can use this in your dialogues as well. So check this out. If I talk to Seth, there will not be the option to select this. So it's pretty cool. We're kind of essentially checking if our player's perk is there. And so if I was to buy that skill, buy it, you can see it works. Really cool. Secret hidden dialogue option. That could be quite cool. Seth could give you a hidden item or something. And you can give the player skill points at any time as well. So you can see, I think by default, when you level up, we give you a skill point. So you can see, if you ask Luca for some XP, your player will level up. When your player levels up, we give you a skill point. This is very easy to remove. This is just sort of some default logic, if you want to see where that is. It's just in this narrative player character. If you search for, here it is here, listen for level change. So on load, we sort of wait for you to gain XP. If you level up, we will grant you a skill point. You can see there it is there. So, you know, if you ever want to give the player skill points for any reason, simply call this function. It's quite easy to use. If you have a little bit more skill with C++, I would recommend searching for the skill tree component and actually take a look at some of the source code. You can see here the actual implementation of the skill tree component. It's only 230 lines of code, so it's not particularly insanely complicated, really. And I'd recommend come in here, and you can learn a lot by looking at how it works. It is relatively simple. And you can see we've marked it as a savable component, and that's how we're saving the player's purchased perks to disk and things like this. So yeah, if you have the time, I'd recommend have a scan over this file, and you will learn a lot from looking at it. And of course, if you want to write your own skill tree system and you don't want to use the built-in one, you may wish to use this as an example or a guide to sort of help you see how to do something like this. That's going to be it for this video, guys. So yeah, let us know if you enjoyed it, and reach out in the Discord if you have any questions about skill trees, and I would be happy to help. All right, happy developing, guys. See you later.